Hey, everybody, I'm Leon Thomas with the Leon Thomas Group. You're here for another edition of NRG This Week. That's Mike Weiner, the president and CEO of Network Referral Group. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, Leon, I am doing absolutely awesome. How are you today?
Things are groovy and getting groovier.
I love that answer. I love that
Now
answer.
you're supposed to ask me why. You're supposed to say why.
What,
Now we can
what,
start the whole show over again. No, we won't start
all
over.
right,
Go ahead, Mike.
cut
Ask
one,
me
cut two.
why is it.
Why are things so groovy and groovier and groovier?
Oh,
Tell
I'm
us.
gonna give you groovy reason number one. Number one is I haven't been with you here for NRG this week for like 2 to 3 weeks, and I missed hanging out with you. Mike, we've known each other a minute and a half, which equates to like 25 years or so. So I miss hanging out with you right here. So that's number one. I'm here, you're here. It's gonna be a groovy time. Okay. Number two, I met our guest back in the green room before we started, and he seems like a really groovy guy too. So there's another groovy reason. But here's what I'm really groovy this is about. We now have the Leon Thomas Group radio network live, up and running. And it's going to provide some great opportunities for college students, recent grads, and those interested in careers in radio, television, and broadcasting. And I want everyone watching this show to go to the Leon Thomas Group website, theleonthomasgroup.com. At the top on the menu bar, there's one that says listen now, listen live. Do it and check out some of the cool things that are happening at the Leon Thomas Group. So that's all my grooviness, Mike. I'm just happy.
Leon, I got three groovy things to tell you too. You
Right on,
ready?
roll it on.
Number one, I miss you. I mean, we have known each other a minute and a half, maybe 3.5 minutes. I miss having you here with me, and it's great to be back with you here on NRG this week, part of the Leon Thomas group. It's just amazing. Number two, we had that Journey tribute band in Frederick. I had members flying in. We had Norman drove in from New York, Lori Landon flew in from California. The monies went for her foundation. Doug Roy, the magician and mentalist, was here from Utah. Lee, and I got no sleep. I was out with Lori and a bunch of people Saturday night. By the time I got home, Frederick to Sykesville, it was 1 a.m. I was out with Doug Roy last night. We were out to about 9 or so. And it's been I actually took the new girlfriend. We saw Heart and Cheap Trick, but that's a story for another day. That was in downtown Baltimore. But the third groovy thing is Joey is here. Leon, when I met this guy, Joey, our guest, vibrationally, we were there. He's high energy. He does like racquetball more than pickleball. We'll put that in his out there because you got racquetballrevival.com. And Joey, he found me on LinkedIn. He did the hunting. I'm usually doing the hunting. He
How'd
did
you?
the hunting. He found Mike Weiner
How'd you?
at the end of the meeting. I said, Joey, what did you like about the meeting? He goes, brother, I'm in. Let's do this. And you know what? I want to introduce him, Leon, because he is
Let's bring
groovier
him
than
on.
groovy. And Joey is amazing. He's from Florida. He's almost as handsome as you and I, Leon, almost, but he's out of Florida. I'm
Almost.
excited to have him here. I can't say his last name, but he is Joey. He's Joseph, and we're excited to have you here, Joey. Welcome.
Oh, I'm really excited. You couldn't left me backstage. I was cracking up listening to you guys. South Carolina, though. South Carolina, and it's droll
I know you
shaking.
joined Florida, though. You keep throwing
And
me off. It's all good.
and Joey,
It's all
what's the
groovy.
last name? Let me hear it again. How do you pronounce your last name?
Droll shaking?
Drollshagen. I got it.
No, you got it. And every letter's
Shagan.
used, and it looks great on the back of a hockey jersey.
Oh, these are great lines here, folks. Write these down. Every letter's used, and it looks great on the back of a hockey jersey. Yes, folks. I don't know what else we're going to talk about today, but that's worth the price of admission right there.
Ah, there you
Every
go.
every letter's used and looks great on the back of a hockey jersey. Now, We're not supposed to talk sports here. People got mad at me and Mike for talking sports. Mike, let's go 30 seconds in sports. You think we could get away with that?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, 30 seconds. Joey, racquetball or pickleball?
Tough spot. Currently, I play more pickleball because there's no courts, but I love racquetball.
I'm hearing racquetball. I'm hearing racquetball. Folks, check out the racquetball website, racquetballrevival.com. That's a youth racquetball program in Baltimore. We're doing great things. Not only racquetball, we offer counseling. We offer tutoring in math and English. You want to check out racquetballrevival.com. Who's your football team, Joey?
Oh, I don't really have one, Leon.
You don't have a football team?
Detroit Lions and Michigan.
Can I ask our producer, Dr. Jay Rasenko, to move Joey Drolshagen out of the screen? Although he has a cool last name that fits nicely on the back of a jersey and all letters are used, he's a Detroit Lions fan, and that ends the show right there because we have two Ravens fans right here. Two Ravens fans.
I'm sorry.
Ooh, he says I'm sorry to that. Wow.
Hey, Joey, repeat after me. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens rock.
You stumped me on that, Mike.
And there
No
was
speaking
silence.
English.
There was silence. So, Joey, Mike mentioned that y'all meet. How long ago was it that you and Mike met? Then you found him. What
About
were you
2 months
looking
ago
for
now.
that you found Mike 2 months ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and what I was looking for is a group to network with and to meet other people and kind of get to share leads and get to serve, really.
Yeah. Right on.
What a great networking group. I mean, the
Yes,
number of people
indeed.
I've met, the people that show up at the different meetings, the way you got it set up where you can go to any of the, I mean, you could be busy 8 hours a day, 10 hours, 9 hours on Wednesday, I think it is, 5 days a week, going through, but just the incredible people that have collected into the NRG is just amazing.
Yeah. It's a great organization. I've known Mike, as we both alluded to, for about 24, 25 years or so, and just a great organization, great people, and it's a good way of building your business, right? Because when I worked in the hotel business, I used to call Mike and attend meetings all the time and say, "Hey, let's come stay at my hotel. I can send some things your way." So it was really, really cool. So Joey, tell us about your business. Tell us what you do.
Yeah, so I specialize, and it's been through a collection of my life, but I specialize in helping business owners, entrepreneurs, professional salespeople, and coaches to rapidly grow their business and do so in a way that opens up more freedom of time for them as we do it.
Mm-hmm. Something that happens when you're a business owner, particularly when you're starting your business, right? You're doing everything. Right. And one of the things that I found with the Leon Thomas Group, and I've talked to other business owners, is that they spend so much time doing that they don't have time to grow. So give me like the insider secret. Like what's something you would advise to someone when you're helping them scale their business?
Yes.
Give me like an insider tip.
The first thing I do, Leon, that's a great question. The first thing I do is help develop what I call a dynamic vision. So many business owners, they want to go into business, they want to get out of corporate, whatever it may be, and they'll go into it and they go, I want to have a successful business, but they never really define what that looks like. And by defining what that looks like, we put that pin out there that we can then start moving towards. And as we start moving towards that, right along with it, we're developing systems of accelerating habits to take business owners. Exactly what you said is so true. Every client I work with is they get so busy working in the business, they don't have time to work on the business, and it's making that shift. And as we go further, as that growth starts happening, we start building that team to work in the business.
Mm-hmm. And tell us some about your background. Like, how did you get started in this? How long have you been doing it?
Yeah, I grew up in a very struggling family, blue collar, low income family in Detroit, Michigan. So that was my upbringing and such. And going through that, I remember as a kid going, man, something's not right here. I'm not going to live like you guys do. And then I got into my 20s, and if something came easy to me, I thought I didn't deserve it because I didn't work hard enough. And that's where I started out. I got into corporate America, into sales, and pushing as hard as I possibly could, working exhaustive hours to add maybe $1 million a year in revenue. And so I struggled. But at 22, I decided that I really want to spend my life inspiring, motivating, and helping people live better lives. And so I became a student of the works I do today. And as I started understanding, everything I work on is with the total mindset alignment. And as I started going into that and learning that, all of a sudden, as I started implementing those tools in my life, which took me about 15, 18 years, is all of a sudden I easily landed a $25 million contract, annual contract that renewed every year, and took an organization from $50 to $75 million overnight with that landing that contract. And so as I understood that, implemented more, later on, I'd help companies in bankruptcy back profitability. And I just never wanted to be in corporate. I'm glad I was now, because I needed to learn things there to do what I'm doing in my with the works I do today. But I resigned from that and came down to South Carolina in the mountains. And I've been building a business and going forward, helping companies achieve unrealistic results.
Yeah, right on. Now, wait, you said mountains in South? There's no mountain. What mountains in South Carolina? What? What do you mean mountains in South Carolina?
Well,
where are they?
Pittsburgh. Yeah, all the way to the west side of the state, the Smoky Mountains.
What's that compared to Pittsburgh? Did you say something about Pittsburgh? What?
No.
Oh, producer Jay, he's coming at you, baby. Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jay. You're the nice guy here. Why am I doing that?
I never, when I think of South Carolina, I think of beaches for sure. But I never associated with mountains. But yeah, that's right. On the western part of the state, yeah.
I'm as far away from the beach as you can be and still be in South Carolina, up in the mountains. So when I say mountains, it's not like Colorado, but we're 1,700 feet elevation over the nearest town to me. So
you get it all here at NRG this week. You learn a little bit of business, you learn some networking, some American geography. You get it all right here at NRG this week. Joey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a look at some of the work some of the students and recent grads of the Leon Thomas Group have worked on.
Awesome.
Let everyone take a look at those. Then we'll come back. We'll talk for a minute or two. Then we'll turn it over to Mike, and you guys come on and chat, and then I'll come on after that. I'm Leon Thomas. You're watching NRG This Week. We're here with Mike Weiner, the president and CEO of Network Referral Group. To learn more about Network Referral Group, go to nrg.online, or you can contact Mike via email. His email address is mike@networkreferralgroup.com. You can also give him a call. Mike, I know your phone number with my eyes closed. Check it out here. Watch this. 443-756-9656. Look at that. Doug Roy, the magician, has nothing on. Well, no, he's really better than I am in any of this stuff. So let me take that back. And so thanks for watching here, folks. We'll be back in a couple minutes right after this break. Here we go.
Renting is everything. It's style at your doorstep, off the runway and into your closet. It's every trend you've been dying to try and every designer you've yet to discover. It's wearing it your way every time and making it count everywhere you go. It's never worrying about what to wear because something new is always coming your way. That's why renting is everything. New styles, top designers, all for a flat monthly fee. Start your subscription at renttherunway.com.
Slow roasted over hickory fire and pulled by hand. This is the way pit pork has always been done. Pulled pork lovers, rejoice. The smoky old days are back at the Smoke Shack. From the creative team that brought you The Browning Project and Dead by Morning comes a new thriller that will change the way you look at white-collar crime forever. Falling from the Sky.
Water. It's everywhere. We drink it, we bathe with it, we cook with it. Coffee's made with water. Toilets won't flush without it. It's used for washing clothes, dishes, utensils, pots, pans, floors, and our teeth. Plants and crops need water, animals drink it, and fish need it too. And don't forget, we can have a lot of fun in the water. Water. What would we do without it?
Hey, welcome back to NRG This Week. I'm Leon Thomas with Mike Weiner and our guest this week, Joey Drolshagen. Joey, listen, I got to ask you a really, really quick question. Just because you said you grew up in Detroit,
Yes, sir.
right? Detroit basketball, Detroit baseball, football, everything Detroit, or did you have a team from somewhere else?
I'm pretty well stuck in my
Pretty well.
Detroit Lions, Tigers,
well in your
Pistons,
Detroit
Red
Lions.
Wings.
All right, right on. I wanted to make sure we get that out. I was trying to say something to make producer Jay happy, but it's just not happened. Okay, so you mentioned that you went on the hunt for Mike or someone like him, and you found him, right? Mike found me at an in-person networking event 25 years or so ago. So what I'd like to do now, I'm going to back out, let you guys talk about your first meeting and interactions and what you think about NRG and so forth. And then I'll come back and give the short version of how Mike and I met. Go ahead, Mike.
So you know what, Joey? Leon just reminded me of something with Detroit. Who was a quiz question, and then I'm going to ask you some things. Who was the baseball pitcher that talked to the ball back in the day? And don't answer it, Leon. I want to see if Joey knows it. Howard Cosell used to do Monday Night Baseball. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. You and I are about the same age. So if you don't get it, I'm going to have Leon get the answer. He talked to the baseball. Do you remember him, Joey?
Was that the Bird?
Mark the Bird Fidrich. You got it. You got it. So I'm impressed. Leon, we get to continue the interview.
All right, Leon.
Got it. So there you go.
You put me on a spot, though.
Mark the Bird Fidrich. He was one of the most crazy pitchers. So,
Yeah.
All right. So I've got a couple questions for you, Joey. Appreciate you, Leon. You know, Joey, when you and I met, it was amazing. I felt that vibration. You know, I want you to take a minute or two. Law of attraction. It's been really important with you over the years. Take a minute or two for our viewers, and we're recording this now. It'll be on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
People may look at it in a minute, a week, a year. What's law of attraction done for you, or law of vibration? Because there's so many laws. Maybe hit one of them and take a minute or two, because you're a passionate guy, just like Leon, just like myself. So I'd love the viewers to hear what law of attraction or law of vibration has done for Joey.
Absolutely. You know, it's really brought me to where I am right now. It's been a teacher. And partially it's been a teacher in my failure to apply it as well. You know, when the things like The Secret came out, I bought the VHS because I'm that old, and a study guide and this other stuff with it. And man, I dove into it, and I was probably the most positive person that I knew, but I didn't see any changes in my results. And so I chucked it all and walked away from that. And then later on, as I started understanding that conditioning and what I do and stuff, it made more sense to me that the problem with law of attraction is it's often taught as a one size fit all. But it can't work that way. We're all unique individuals with our patterns, paradigms, and all that, but also with our desires of what we want to achieve in this life. And so a big part of my SMT method is utilizing the tools of the law of attraction, but I've set it up in a way that it's unique to every individual that's going through the method to be able to utilize. But they work. They work for as much as I was against them and thought they didn't work. And honestly, that led me to think that it was something wrong with me, to understanding that tweak to them and make it individualized. Man, that's really what changed my life around.
I did that for about 8 years. And coincidentally, when I went to Zoom with NRG in 2020, I really got law of attraction. And the thing that I got out of was I'm here to serve people. You were talking about your passions. I'm here to help and serve. And that's why at the NRG meeting, you get 3 referrals. Once you join, I blow your phone up with 23. So you and I are on the same page, Joey. So let me ask you this. When someone calls you and they decide to bring you on as their coach and their mentor, what is maybe 1 or 2 benefits that they're getting from you? Is it revenue? Is it a mindset? Share maybe 1 or 2 of the key benefits they get from dealing with Joey from South Carolina. And I didn't think there was mountains there either. When I think of South Carolina, I think of the beach. I'm drawing a blank now on the beach. I just had it in my mind a minute ago, but you got beaches and you got Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach, yes.
A benefit or 2 that folks get working with Joey.
Yeah, the vehicle that I utilize is rapid business growth and increasing freedom of time, freedom of life, to do what you want to do, to enjoy your, the returns you achieve and everything else. But the real gift in what I do and what really makes me excited and loving to live through the servant's heart that I've been taught to do is the personal transformation that each person experiences, to go beyond the boundaries of what they even thought they could ever achieve, and developing and then seeing unrealistic results showing up in their lifetime. Because here's the thing with it is, we can't go out and get to the business we want. I guess somebody could buy a business at that level already, but even then you're going to want to do something different with it. So we can't go out and get to that level. We can't go outside and open up that level of free time. We have to come from that within. And everything I do, really at the core of it, is about personal transformation, which opens up the gateway then to experience the business growth, the freedom of time, the relationship, whatever it may be, that opens that up, Mike.
You as you were talking, you reminded me of a quote I heard years ago. If you knew you could not fail, what would you do?
Yeah.
And people don't, Joey, they don't always remove the limitations. If you could blow the roof off of your business, what would it look like? We always put limitations on ourselves. And as we're kids and the parents are telling us what we can do, and maybe an employer, and you and I are the same mindset. Let's blow the roof off. What can we do? If we knew we couldn't fail, what would we do? Love that answer you gave, Joey. What is the most unique industry, without saying the company name? What's a very unique industry that you've worked with that you never would have thought, but they called you and they said, hey, Joey, I need to scale the company. I need to grow the company. I need to build it. I want to build it to sell it. Maybe you've been in that scenario. What's a really unique industry that you've worked with?
I don't know, like so many different ones. I've worked for bakers, I've worked for wholesale companies, I've worked for, not, but I've worked with. I've worked for people who do civil engineering certificates and certifications, things like that, and stuff on land and things. So, it really is really, really diverse. And going back to what you said a minute ago, Mike, when you talked about that with the limitations, is here's the thing. Nobody chooses to live through limitations. But what happens in that motherboard of the subconscious that I talk about, that holds all of our programming, paradigms, conditioning, and all of that, that's what triggers the brain waves to the actions we take or don't take. And if you look at all that residing in the subconscious mind, in our conscious mind, we know what we want, but we just can't get those things of fire in line with it. And it's because it's that conditioning in there that holds it up. And the SMT method is all designed, scientifically designed, to identify that and then shift that conditioning to open up the doorways.
You said something a second ago. I looked down for a minute. I had to write it down. The motherboard of subconscious?
Yeah, so I call it the motherboard that holds all of our conditioning patterns. We can have programming in there, our belief system. We can have programming in there based off of experiences that we never experienced. But somebody told us that at a young age or in school or things like that. And we just bought into that and built that into the programming. And now we live through it every day.
Joey, I've got one last question for you. I'm going to turn it back to Leon. NRG, because you were so passionate when you joined. Yes. What people are out there, they've been in networking groups, leads groups, they haven't worked. When you saw NRG, what did you were like, Mike, I'm in, let's do this. Share with our viewers. I'm going to turn it back to Leon. What was it about NRG that electrified you? Because you were like levitating. I think Doug Roy was levitating you out of your seat But what was, and I can feel your passion. I can feel it. Share with our viewers. Take 2 minutes, and then we're gonna bring Leon back. But what is it about NRG? What was it that you were like, I got to do this with Mike. I want to be part of the organization.
A big part of it is when you and I talked right up front. That was like a big buying into it, because I try to align myself with people who are doing incredible things that would take 4 or 5 people, but they're doing them and they still live balanced. So that side of it. But then once I got in there and started meeting the people in the different groups and what they're bringing to it, everybody is really there to serve, like with what I call that servant's heart, to help however they can help. And that creates that networking thing there that goes on in lifetime.
Awesome. Leah, I'm going to turn it back to you. Joey, you've been a great member here, a lot of energy. I'm impressed you remember Mark the Bird Fidrich. I'm impressed there's mountains in South Carolina. Leon, I learned some new stuff today, right? But no, it's been great having you on, and you are just amazing. So, Leon, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Mr. Groovy.
Mark the Bird Fidrich on the mound for the Detroit Tigers. He rubs the mound, kisses the dirt, rubs the ball. Hello, this is Howard Cosell here at Tiger Stadium. Wearing the
that was impressive. Wow, that was impressive.
Thank you. So check it out. So let's go 25 years or so ago. We're talking about Mike and NRG. Mike is absolutely one of the nicest people, one of the most caring people, one of the best servants of others that you will find anywhere. I'm telling that to the audience listening and watching. Joey, to you, Mike's new friend. I'm telling you, he's just that real.
Yeah.
He's that
authentic.
Real. That
very
real.
Authentic.
Yeah, he's authentic. So when we met, and this is the watered down short versions, we have only like 2 minutes to go in the show. I was opening a hotel in Columbia, Maryland. I'm at a networking event, and Mike comes over to me and says, who's the best accountant? Who's the top accountant in the area? I tell him. He says, come on, get in the car. Let's go. Where are we going? We're going to go talk to him. Like, what? So we hit a drive-through, right? Get in his car. We drive to the company. He parks in a handicap spot right in the front. Walks in. He's friends with the security guy who's got like a gun on his hip. And says, yeah, we're just going to go upstairs. He goes upstairs, introduces me to the person that's the director of training for this company, because that's where the hotel rooms are coming from, training. We negotiate the deal right in her office. We leave. At this point, I've known Mike maybe an hour. Right? I'm like, all right, he's an eye guy. I got to stick with him. He eye. Yeah, all right. And so that's the short version. Now, Joey, let me ask you a couple questions. Our producers have some information they've been showing about you. Can I ask our producer to show the first website that's up there? And Joey, you tell us what's happening here. Is that company website or what goes on? What's that one?
That's the company website. That's the bones of what I do, how I do it, where I specialize, where I don't, all that.
All right. And then there's another one here. Tell us about what's going on at this office.
Yeah, coachwithjoey.com. Anybody that hears this that's interested to talk about more, you can go there and schedule a free 15-minute call, and we'll just get on the phone and see if I can help you. If you got questions, even if you think this stuff is BS, give me a call. I love talking about it.
All right. Coachwithjoey.com. You want to get in touch with Joey Drolshagen. I got it right again.
Perfect.
Man, this is great. And you know what? Now I'm going to have to buy a hockey jersey.
Oh, what size are you?
Oh,
I got a Probert jersey.
A what?
Bob Probert.
Bob is he like kind of a tall, short guy?
He was the Duker of the Red Wings back in the days.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar.
You had me, Leon, at the Howard Cosell.
I had him with the Howard Cosell, folks, and now I have disappointed him to the point that he may never play racquetball again. However, now you got me going, man. I can't stop. I got to give you a little generic baseball announcer. Well, hi, everybody. This is your announcer, Biff Bergman, speaking for Farmer John. Farmer John is easternmost in flavor and westernmost in taste. Each time a member of our team hits a home run and I go, yippee, we all get to receive a free Farmer John lunch and sausage, or a free Farmer John lunch and meat. Either way, Farmer John is easternmost in flavor and westernmost in taste. Yippee! And go team!
Oh my God, that was great. You should just do an episode of just stuff like that.
And,
Just impersonations.
Producer Jay's going like this to me. He's going, see, I told you, I told you, I told you, I told you. Joe, it's been great having you on NRG this week. I look forward to further collaboration, talking, communications with you. I'm looking forward to it. Mike, you are the man. And if you don't believe me, just ask me. I will tell you, you are the man. Another great guest on NRG this week. Folks, to learn more about Network Referral Group, go to nrg.online. I want you to call Mike or text him at 443-756-9656, or you can send him an email at mike@networkreferralgroup.com. You need to check out everything that's happening with NRG. Mike, thanks for being here. I'm glad we were together again.
I know, man. I missed you. It was great having you back, buddy. And it was a groovy episode with lots of groovy stuff. And we had a groovy guest all the way from South Carolina. I got it right this time. So
mountains of South Carolina. Yes,
great being here with you guys.
Yes, and thank you to our producer, Dr. J, controlling everything in the background. Thank you, Dr. J, and to everyone. We'll see you next week on another episode of NRG This Week. Here we go.